पुस्तक करा मला
हेलो जय भीम नमो बुद्धाय.
हेलो नमो बुद्धाय जय भीम.
जय भीम.
myself Dr. Sunavane from Mumbai.
Hello Sunavane sir, Jai Bhim here. Here is Mahesh Vasnik.
Hello, thank you sir.
Thank you. Honorable Sunavane sir, you are also here but your mic is not on.
So just a minute. My daughter will arrange it.
No sir, Sunavane sir, you are okay. You are fine. Only you need to add your. Okay now. I will call this. सोनारे सर आपका जब आप बोलना चालू करेंगे सर जब आपका वीडियो रहेगा तो अच्छा रहेगा.
वेबकैम नहीं है सर यहाँ पे.
और वेबकैम नहीं है क्या? इट्स ओके देन नॉट प्रॉब्लम है. वी स्टार्ट रिकॉर्डिंग ऑल द मीटिंग and we publish your website so it will be better.
All right, fine. Then I'll connect it to my laptop.
Okay, that will be great. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Hello, Venerable Sanavati sir, this is Mahesh. We can see you, but your mic is not on. Yeah, your mic and video. We would like to see your video and mic because we do record the session.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. And now your mic is on.
Yeah.
Camera. Your camera is not on.
No. My daughter is now arranging that. Laptop. Okay. Just wait for 2 minutes. Huh?
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we can see you now. Okay.
Okay, great.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
And we will start the session at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
With the Buddha Vandana and the traditional Panchashil. Sir, do you want to do it from your side there or?
Do what?
The Buddha Vandana.
No, you do it from your side.
Okay, we will do it from our side, not a problem. Dr. Sunavane sir, do you want to present anything from your side today or you just want to talk?
No, we'll just talk.
Okay. Because we can give you the presenter also, so you can show us the slide if you need it.
No, we haven't made any slide.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you. And currently you are located in Mumbai?
Yeah, in Mumbai.
Okay. I will do the prayer bit. After that, people are coming in. Jai Bhim everyone, Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya. We are going to start the today's session, starting with the Trisra and Panchashil. If anyone like to volunteer to start with the Buddha Vandana, we are welcome to do that. Shivam? Param Shivam, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Do you want to volunteer the Buddha Vandana, Trisra and Panchashil from your side?
You are not prepared, eh?
It is okay, otherwise I can start from here, whatever you prefer. How many people are there with you today? So it will be better if you can start. Otherwise I can do it here. Guys, the Param Shivam is joining from Tirupati. I think there is people from your side, so let me.
Are you seeing me, sir?
So guys, we are starting the Trisra and Panchashil now. Okay. Okay. Good. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. Satyam Tidam Saranam Gacchami. Satyam Tidam Saranam Gacchami. Satyam Tidam Saranam Gacchami. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Ame Sumekara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Suraya Meraya Madhyapamadana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Sabba papasya akaram Vishwasya upasampada Sachita pariyodapanam Etan vachana pasanam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you.
Mahesh and family, this was the best Trisharan Panchashil session I ever had.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good, sir.
I'm going to salute everyone right now. We have the guest speaker on the call. So please chat me offline if you have any questions, because we don't want any echoes on this session. So now I'm going to introduce our guest today, Venerable Husan Alan Senauke. He is going to talk about why Dr. Ambedkar's Buddhism points to the future of India. I would like to introduce Senauke. He is currently located in the Beverly, California, and he is vice abbot at Beverly Zen Center, where he lives with his family there. And he is also the executive director for the Buddhist Peace Philosophy, and he worked there since 2006. And he was also in the INEB's advisory committee, and he was the founder member of Think Sangha, a Buddhist social thinker and activist. In 2008, Alan founded a Clear View project focusing on social changes and training in Asia, particularly in Burma, among India's Ambedkarite Buddhist group. He traveled many times to India. He also visited many places, Buddhist places, and also the places that where the Dr. Ambedkar, like the Diksha Bhumi and the Chaitya Bhumi. He also visited there. He also associated with little bit with the Trailokya Buddha Mahasangha, and he visited many times there. So today I am going to hand over to the Venerable Alan Senauke. Please go ahead and please talk about the topic about Ambedkar's Buddhism points to the future of India.
Thank you, Mahesh. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you all right.
Good. And how much time would you like me to take?
We are allowing 20 minutes, Venerable, and after 20 minutes, the people will have 10 minutes questions. So total we have 30 minutes time for you.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
So, greetings to everyone. I like seeing your children there in the Vedana.
Thank you.
So for many years, as Mahesh said, I'm involved in the Zen tradition, Zen Buddhist tradition, which is primarily a Japanese-derived tradition, but it's Mahayana Buddhism. And I've also been connected with the Buddhist Peace Fellowship and now Clearview Project as a way of developing and expressing what we're calling engaged Buddhism. So when I read, I remember the first that I learned of Baba Sahib Ambedkar was from a book that was written in the late 1980s by, it was called Jai Bhim by Terry Pilchick. I don't know if any of you know the book. It was his account of traveling in India among Ambedkarite circles in the late 1970s, and it made a big impression on me. I had not known about Dr. Ambedkar, and I had not known about a Buddhist revival in India. The feeling was, with the exception of a few pockets, I had imagined that Buddhism had been eliminated from India, which turns out not to have been the case. So when I read this book, I immediately wanted to find out more about the situation, about the circumstances of untouchability, and about Dr. Ambedkar. And it took me some years to do that. I've been connected also with the International Network of Engaged Buddhists operating out of Thailand, and every year at our conference, we would have generally sort of an Ambedkarite scholar, but not so much a practitioner. And it really wasn't until I met a group of people from TBM in Pune and in Nagpur that I met people that I felt were practicing Dhamma. And at that point, I had been reading Buddha and his Dhamma, and I had also been reading biographical accounts of Dr. Ambedkar, and I was very moved by his story and by his courage and his work. And what I had imagined was a vision of Buddhism that was really in line with what I thought engaged Buddhism was. And let me say something about that. So, engaged Buddhism, to me, is just Buddhism. That the Buddha, from the very beginning, was engaged with his society. He built, his retreat centers and took refuge in places that were in society and working with society. You can find significant writings by him that really allowed for anyone of any caste, and ultimately women as well, to join his order and have the potentiality of waking up. So this was a very radical step, I think, in Indian religion, or in religion anywhere at that time, 2,500 years ago. And when I read Dr. Ambedkar, I felt that he had the same kind of perspective, but he was also a man who had transcended great oppression, great prejudice, just by virtue of his brilliance and his effort. So the understanding, I think, that's unique to engaged Buddhism is that what we've been looking at is as in all Buddhism, looking at dukkha, looking at suffering. But realizing that suffering is not an individual matter, that it affects us individually. If we are sick, we suffer. If we experience repression, we suffer. If we want what we can't have or lose what we have, we suffer, as all of the traditional definitions. But it's also true that suffering is very effectively transmitted through social systems. And I think this is what was unique about Dr. Ambedkar's vision of Buddhism. And it's very much in line with things that we've been working on from reading some of the leading teachers in engaged Buddhism, Thich Nhat Hanh, a woman here, Joanna Macy, in Thailand, Sulak Sivaraksa, that there are systems of suffering. So, in my country, I grew up, first of all, my background is coming from a Jewish family, a secular Jewish family. And so that family fled oppression in Eastern Europe, my great-grandparents in the early part of the 20th century. And then we had World War II, where enormous numbers of Jews were murdered outright by Hitler's regime. And yet, even here, as a child, I experienced anti-Semitism. Sometimes it was subtle, sometimes it was not subtle, but a kind of dislike of me and unwilling to associate with me simply because I was Jewish. And with that, that brought a kind of empathy in America. I worked, when I was a student, in what we called the civil rights, for basically for human rights, economic rights, political rights for African American people. And so when I read of the circumstances of caste, I could understand, oh, here's a systemic form of oppression. And the way that manifests in very particular ways. It manifests as lack of access to education, lack of access to jobs, as atrocities and human rights violations against Dalits. And I felt that this was not the message of the Buddha. The Buddha accepted everyone into the Sangha, and this was what I felt that was unique about Dr. Ambedkar, is that he was able to articulate Buddhism in a more or less traditional sense, and to translate it as well into a modern sense where you could understand that dukkha was related to oppression, that it was a system, and that liberation or enlightenment or waking up was not a question of just individual people, transcending their circumstance, but of actually all of society being transformed. And that was very much in line with my understanding and with what a number of us have been talking about over the last 20, 25 years. So finally, I did get to go to India, and that was about 5 years ago. And I've been going each year and remaining in contact with friends there electronically, and now people like yourself. And I think that there's a real question about the identity of Buddhism in India. And I've just returned from the International Network of Engaged Buddhists meeting this year in Malaysia. And there were, you may know, Dharmacharya Lokamitra. He was there, and he's a friend, and a number of people from, particularly from Tamil Nadu. There was a large group, and we spent a lot of time talking. And it seems to me that there's still the reality of Buddhism in India is still not a public. There's not a public awareness about it in the, outside of the Ambedkarite community. So, when people think about Buddhism in India, in the outside world, they think about the Tibetans, who are really guests of India and whose numbers are quite small. They think about the Mahabodhi Society, which has done some good things and has not done a lot, and is basically seems that there are a lot of caste prejudices built into that. They see that there is a growing movement in middle class and upper middle class Indians for a kind of meditation or Buddhism that's called Vipassana. I think that the late S.N. Goenka had a lot of influence there, and other teachers. But really, these numbers are very small. That the numbers of people who are practicing Buddhism and identifying with Baba Saheb Ambedkar is enormous. There we're talking about many tens of millions of people who either are practicing or who are identified as Buddhists and have yet to find Buddhist practice available to them. So my vision of Buddhism in India is that it's overwhelmingly the those who have taken on Buddhism through the renunciation of untouchability, through their identification with Baba Saheb Ambedkar, through the recognition of his principles of liberty, equality, fraternity, and through actual practice. So I've been going regularly. Each trip I've been going to Nagaloka and the Nagarjuna Training Institute in Nagpur, and that is inspiring to me. There, every year there's a class of about 70 or 80 young people, age maybe 18 to 23, who are learning the details and the techniques of meditation. They're learning to teach it. They're learning basic Buddhism, basic texts. They are learning Dr. Ambedkar's writing, thought, his social teaching, and they are meditating. They meditate twice a day. The men and women have separate meditation halls, and they meditate twice a day and also do some longer retreats. And they teach each other, and they learn to teach meditation so that they can go back to their locations. They're mostly rural people, and teach Buddhism, but also teach social thought be engaged in the betterment of society, which is part of the Dhamma. So I find this incredibly encouraging. I've been trying to raise money. I've been successful at raising money to support the students, and I've also I've just finished. Let me see if I can hold this up. I've just finished a book which is called Heirs to Ambedkar, The Rebirth of Engaged Buddhism in India, and that's available on my website. I think it was in the information that was sent out. But I really feel like this is the future of Buddhism in India, and I also feel like it's the future of India, particularly as there's an inevitable demographic shift, very much like what's happening in the United States. In the United States, what we have is larger and larger segment of the voting population is Hispanic and what we call people of color. It's almost a majority at this point. And I think that the same thing is evolving in the political system of India among the Dalits and the OBC and the scheduled tribes as well. This is by far a majority of the population of India, and to have large sections of that identified with Dr. Ambedkar and with Buddhism has the potential of really shifting the realities of life in India and shifting the nature of society to become something that's much more in line both with the Buddha's vision and Dr. Ambedkar's vision, but also with the vision that Dr. Ambedkar helped create in the Indian Constitution. Now, that's not a religious reality, but it has within it values, these values of liberty, equality, fraternity. And for that to affect all of Indian society would be a really radical step. And I think it's a step that's worth really all of us engaging in and trying to bring about. So I think I'll stop there. I've been talking nonstop, and you may have some questions or thoughts or agreements or disagreements.
Yeah. Thank you, Venerable Senauke. Thank you very much for giving your perspective, your vision towards Ambedkar Buddhism and your experience in India. Please go ahead for any questions to Venerable Alan. Please go ahead. So, Venerable, that you wrote the book Heirs to Ambedkar, the rebirth of engaged Buddhism in India. Is this the book available at clearviewproduct.com?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's just been completed. So this is kind of a first draft of it. It may go through revisions, and I may end up publishing it myself. I would like to find a publisher, but it's unfortunate to me that among Western Buddhists, there is very little awareness of what is going on in India, which is, potentially the largest population of Buddhists in the world. And so this is an attempt to make it at least a bit more accessible.
Hi, Alan. Namo Buddhaya.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Alan, my name is Sunil Gautam, and the Heirs to Ambedkar, the Rebirth of Engage Buddhism in India. This copy is available as an online copy. Can I download?
Not yet.
So it's available as a hard copy only, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm planning to upload to my iPad so that I can carry anywhere.
Okay. Yeah. No, ultimately, I will make it available as a free download. Also.
The topic what you given Heirs to Ambedkar is a very interesting one. So, how do you see the current situation in India? Is it when you told me yearly 70 or 80 people are being trained in the Baba Ambedkar techniques and Buddhism? So, is this awareness is growing a lot among different section of country among the Dalits? My question.
Well, in certain places, yes. And I've not seen all of India, but places that I see and know of, I mean, certainly in cities of Maharashtra, there are viharas. There are many viharas. Some of them small, some of them large, and that's a very powerful. It's a powerful movement and social force and spiritual force. I think that's you all probably know much better than I. I think in certain states there's a larger and more cohesive Buddhist movement. I gather, from talking with people in a couple weeks ago in the group from Tamil Nadu, there's a movement there, and I'm sure there is in other states. Given how large India is, I don't know that influence is very great. But the idea of Nagaloka, the idea is one that the young people are the future. They're the future of Buddhism and they're the future of the country. And two, that if they are that future, then they need to have a good understanding of, they need to have an understanding of the Dhamma. They have to have the confidence to be able to teach basic Dhamma and basic meditation, and also to act as what we would call community organizers in their home areas. So this is starting very small, but Nagaloka now, they just last week had and they had an annual gathering of graduates, and there's more and more people who have graduated from that program over a period of 10 years, and those people are the seeds for a larger organization as that can evolve.
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Looks like there is no further question. But if there is any question, we can also ask offline. I will share your email address if anyone has any questions.
Yes, feel free to email me. I would love to be in touch. it's exciting to be in touch with your group here in North America.
Lalit, can you please mute yourself? I am not able to mute you.
Yeah.
Noise coming from your. Oh. Again, thank you very much, Venerable Alan Sanawati. Thank you very much for your time today and joining to the online web Vihara. This is your second time, and thank you for your service to the Buddhist community. And we will be in touch with you offline.
Thank you.
And right now, also, Alan, if you want to stick around here, that is fine too. We have the another speaker on the call today.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay, that will be great. Gaikwardji, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I would request if you can introduce to Dr. K. Sonawane quickly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, doctor, my name is Anil Gaikwad. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you want me to introduce myself?
I was thinking to introduce Dr. Sonawane, or it is okay, I can do that from my side.
Because I not read his bilateral.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you. Okay, so guys, we have another speaker on the call today, Dr. D.K. Sonawane. Sonawane is a retired judge, and he was also a doctorate in law. So today, Sonawane sir is going to talk about the Indian Constitution and its relevance with the teachings of Buddha. So I would like to introduce Dr. Sonawane briefly here. Dr. Sonawane is an expert and rather a master in Indian Constitution, and also devoted Buddha and Dhamma exponent and sincere follower of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. And he was involved in the community activities since from his childhood. He was born in the poor family, illiterate parents, and he is a qualified MA, LLM, and PhD in law in Mumbai. He practiced law 7 years. He worked as a fellow and part-time professor of law at Siddharth College, Mumbai, for 6 years. Joined judiciary in 1990 and worked in various capacities till retirement in 2008. So today, here with us, Dr. D.K. Sonawane, and his topic is Indian Constitution and its relevance with the teachings of Buddha. Sonawane sir, please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Respected brothers and sisters in Dhamma, first of all, I bow before Lord Buddha and Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. I am very much thankful to Honorable Mr. Mahesh Vasnik and all office bearers and active workers of Ambedkar Association of North America for giving me an opportunity to present my views before all my brothers and sisters in Dhamma. I am also thankful to my friend Professor Sudhakar Pawar. Today, I have decided to speak on the subject Impact of Buddhism on the Indian Constitution, that is, Indian Constitution and its relevance with the teaching of Lord Buddha. The subject of my presentation itself suggests that there is impact of Buddhism on the Indian Constitution. Therefore, in my opinion, it is necessary to deal with the background and history of making of the Indian Constitution in short. For it creates a doubt in our mind as to how Buddhism could make an impression or impact on Indian Constitution, which came into existence on 26 January 1950, whereas Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, who is the main architect of the Indian Constitution, embraced Buddhism along with lakhs of his followers on 14th October 1956. The drafting of or the history of the drafting of the Indian Constitution shows that the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly took place on 9th December 1946 and the Constitution finally was adopted on 26th November 1949. Thereafter, the members of the Constituent Assembly put their signatures on 24th January 1950 and it started functioning from 26th January 1950, which is called as Republic Day of India. Therefore, it is clear that Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months and 17 days to draft the Indian Constitution. As stated earlier that the Indian Constitution was drafted by a Constituent Assembly during the period from 9th December 1946 to 26th November 1949, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar embraced Buddhism in the year of 1956. Ultimately, the question arises: in what way there could be impact of Buddhism on Indian Constitution? It may not be out of place to mention that Indian Constitution was drafted by a Constituent Assembly consisting of about 300 members, of which Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the chairman. Out of these 300 members, a drafting committee consisting of 7 members under the chairmanship of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was selected. The other 6 members of the drafting committee were Alladi Krishna Swami Iyer, Gopal Swami Iyengar, K.S. Munshi, Muhammad Sadullah, B.L. Mittal, and D.P. Khaitan. After the vacation of the seats of B.L. Mittal and D.P. Khaitan, they were replaced by N. Madhav Rao and T.T. Krishnamachari. It was the task of the drafting committee to prepare a draft of the Constitution and put before the entire Constituent Assembly for discussion and adoption. The study of the Constituent Assembly debate shows that in all 7,635 amendments were proposed, out of which 2,473 were actually moved. It makes clear that it was very difficult task for the Constituent Assembly to draft the Constitution for future India because they were facing sometimes strong opposition from some members to some of its provisions. For example, there were very strong opposition and debates from certain members of the Constituent Assembly about the provisions of present Article 44, which was Article 35 in the draft Constitution. Article 44 provides that the state shall endeavor to make application of common civil law to all citizens of India irrespective of their religion. However, all such opposition were ably faced and solved by the members of the Constituent Assembly who were highly qualified persons having great foresight for free India. They were committed to preserve and maintain the freedom of nation, which was obtained after a very long struggle by freedom fighters and social leaders of the nation. As we know that every building, or structure generally stands on four pillars of the foundation. Similarly, Indian Constitution also stands on its four pillars, that is equality, liberty, fraternity and justice. Now I would like to make it clear by referring to the preamble of the Indian Constitution. The preamble of every constitution is the heart of that constitution, which suggests and shows on what foundation and pillars that constitution is based upon. The preamble of a constitution also shows and suggests what is the philosophy of that constitution. Indian constitution consists of in all 395 articles divided into 22 parts, 12 schedules and 3 leads. If we open the first page of the Indian Constitution, we come across the preamble of the Constitution. The reading of the preamble of the Constitution clearly shows that it stands on four pillars, that is equality, liberty, fraternity and justice, which are the basic tenets of Buddha Dhamma. It is accepted by almost whole world following the democracy that England, that is Britain, is the origin of the parliamentary democracy. It is also said that all the democratic countries having parliamentary democracy have adopted it from Britain, that is England. However, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, in his last speech on the Constituent Assembly, delivered on 24th November 1946, has clearly and categorically stated that it is not the correct position in the history of parliamentary democracy. For he states that a study of the Buddhist Sanghas discloses that not only there were parliaments, but even the modern rules of parliament were applied to the functioning of the Bhikkhu Sanghas. The Sanghas were nothing but the parliaments. The Sanghas knew and observed all the rules of parliamentary procedure known to modern times. The rules of parliamentary procedure were applied by Buddha to the meetings of the Sanghas. He must have borrowed them from the rules of the political assemblies functioning in the country in his time. He further stated that there were rules of motion, quorum, etc. and therefore he says that Lord Buddha might have adopted these rules of parliamentary democracy which was already in existence at that time. It is not that India did not know what is democracy. There was a time when India was studied with republics, and even where there were monarchies, they were either elected or limited. If we read certain provisions of the Indian Constitution, we can see that there are great impacts of Buddhism on it. For example, preamble of the Constitution, which I have referred earlier. Article 14 of the Indian Constitution deals with equality before law. Article 17 deals with abolition of untouchability. Article 25 deals with freedom of religion. It is nothing but philosophy of Lord Buddha. It would not be out of place to mention that in one of his speeches, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has stated that no one should say that I have borrowed the principle of equality, liberty, fraternity and justice from the French Revolution, but I have adopted it from the teachings of my teacher, that is Guru, Lord Buddha. Therefore, nobody can deny that Buddhism and teachings of Lord Buddha have made great impact on the Indian Constitution. No doubt that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar embraced Buddhism on 14th October 1956. But the impact of Buddhism was there on his mind since when he was presented with a book titled Buddha Charitra by his teacher Keluskar Guruji when he passed matriculation. The text of the Indian Constitution and its working till date has shown and proved that its main object is the social justice which is spread over in the entire Constitution. It would not be an exaggeration to say that the Indian Constitution is nothing but the combination of social philosophy and social justice. There are various judgments of the highest court of the land, that is Supreme Court of India, in which it has clearly stated and dealt with the social philosophy embodied in the Constitution. In a famous case of Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala decided by the Supreme Court in 1973, it was held that the Indian Constitution is not a mere political document, it is essentially a social document. In another very famous case of Akhil Bharatiya Soshit Karmachari Sangha versus Union of India decided by the Supreme Court of India in 1981, it was held that Indian Constitution is pregnant with social justice. It means that Indian Constitution is full of social justice yet to be delivered. These rulings and decisions of the Supreme Court and many other judgments exhibit the true nature and philosophy of the Indian Constitution. The Supreme Court has dealt with the true aims and objects of the Indian Constitution and inner minds of the makers of the Constitution. The social justice embodied in the Constitution is nothing but social justice enunciated in the Buddhist philosophy and teachings of Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha was the first advocate of the social justice, who advocated and preached for equality, liberty, fraternity, and justice, which are the tenets of his teachings. Now I would like to deal with another provision in the Indian Constitution which foresees the eradication of inequality and establishing equality amongst all citizens of India irrespective of their caste and religions. As we know that India is divided into various castes and religions. That is, it is a combination of various castes and religion. There is no consistency in the religious teachings and rules of different religions. There is inequality in the rules of various religions, especially in the field of marriage and inheritance. So, to overcome these inequalities, the framers of the Indian Constitution have made a provision in Article 44 of the Constitution, which provides for common civil code. That means there would be a common civil code for all the citizens in India, irrespective of their religion. Unfortunately, this provision of the Indian Constitution till date has remained as a dead letter. Even after lapse of about more than 6 decades of the independence and working of the Indian Constitution, we have not succeeded in making application of common civil code to all Indian citizens, irrespective of their religions, which have been anticipated by the makers of the Constitution. The presentation and discussion which I have made till now makes it crystal clear that the Indian Constitution embodies the philosophy of Buddha Dhamma and teachings of Lord Buddha. The entire Indian constitution stands on the footing of four main tenets of Buddha Dhamma, that is equality, liberty, fraternity and justice. There are various provisions in the Indian constitution which provides for these four tenets and social justice. Without equality, liberty, fraternity and justice, there cannot be a real life of a man. Without these principles, the life of a person would be meaningless and no democracy can survive for long without these four principles. Therefore, nobody can deny that the Buddhism and teachings of Lord Buddha have made great impact on the Indian constitution. I am very much thankful to all my brothers and sisters in Dhamma for hearing me patiently. I am also very much thankful to the office bearers of Ambedkar Association of North America for giving me this opportunity. They are carrying forward in true sense the chariot of Dhamma as anticipated by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. I wish them very great success. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim, Jai Buddha.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. It's our pleasure that you allotted some time from in your busy schedule for us, and we really appreciate. We have so many questions, sir, right now on the call. Many people is asking the questions, so if you can allow us few more time,
Sir, please, sir.
it will be great. Go ahead, Vinaya.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Soname, thank you for your presentation. One of the things that you mentioned, among others, and the Constitution also talks about, is the right to freedom. And one of the right to freedom that you also mentioned in your presentation was right to freedom to religion.
Yes.
And recently we saw that there was this massive conversion in Gujarat for embracing Buddhism. And we saw that BJP-led government led a probe because there's an anti-conversion law which is applicable in Gujarat and many other states which are even though their BJP government has been prominent in the past or also in present. So I would like to share your thoughts on this particular law that they have adopted in these states and how do we combat that?
Unfortunately, that law is applicable in the state of Gujarat. The constitution provides that there cannot be any law or the rule against the provisions of the Indian constitution, and if it is there, it can be declared as ultra virus by the court of law, that is either High Court or the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, till today, nobody has challenged it. No doubt that if you read that particular legislation passed by the government of Gujarat, you'll find that it provides that there cannot be conversion by force. That means if you are embracing or change any religion by your own will, it cannot be affected by that legislation passed by the Gujarat government. But if any such law is challenged before the court of law, definitely that would be declared as ultra virus by the Supreme Court. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sonavne. But in case, do you see that these kind of anti-conversion laws are, will be ultimately responsible for discouraging people from conversion?
Definitely. I do agree with you that will discourage the persons or the people from embracing Buddhism or any other religion. Yes.
Do you think any kind of action if we take in terms of filing a lawsuit to combat this particular law in the state, would that help?
That can be solved or can be done by filing a writ petition either before the Supreme Court or the High Court either under Article 226 or 32 of the Indian Constitution, because only the High Court and the Supreme Court have got power to declare any law as ultra virus the Constitution.
Understood. Understood. So, Dr. Sunamne, thank you so much for your input. Maybe we will be in touch with you offline to take this off.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Manish, go ahead. Your question, go ahead. Manish? I think your mic is not on. Guys, go ahead.
Am I audible to everybody? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes.
Okay. So my question is that, some of my friends are discussing about
I can't hear you clearly.
so,
Manish, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है और बात नहीं हो रहा है.
hello?
Hello.
Yeah, are you able to talk, sir?
No, I think
Not getting you properly.
One thing, I just switch my camera. I have, Anil sir joining me in the same room. So I'll switch my
Hello.
Hello, sir. His question was, when the constitution was adopted, to the best of his knowledge, socialist word was not included. Why it was now included by Dr. Baba Ambedkar and why it was subsequently?
Well, very good question he has asked. In fact, when the Constitution was drafted, the word social was not there either in the preamble or any other provision of the Indian Constitution. I think he refers to, if I'm not wrong, an amendment made to the Constitution in the year of 1976 by which the word social, democratic, etc. were added to the preamble of the Constitution by 42nd Amendment. But it doesn't mean that till then the India was not a country that is called I think what question he has asked, that is the one word, particular word, socialist and and what is that, another one? Socialist was not there.
Yeah, socialist. Yeah.
Socialist was not there earlier. Even this was discussed in the Constituent Assembly. Today I do not recollect the exact date when KP Kripalani has stated that our country was is a country having socialism and secularism, and according to him, and motion moved before the Constituent Assembly was the definition of secularism. It means that though it was added in the Constituent in the year of 1976 by 42nd Amendment, our Constitution was secular since inception. Yes.
Thank you. His mic is not working right now.
It's okay.
I think it's. Sunilji, go ahead. Your question.
Hi, Namo Buddhaya, Dr. Solmanji. My name is Sunil.
Yes.
I have few questions. First question is like, of course, I am a layman in the Constitution of India information. Is there any chance they can change the core nature of the Constitution by individual lords and other people who are in the power?
Hello.
Yeah.
What is your? Please repeat your question again.
Can they change the core nature of the Constitution? Is there any possibility they can change rewrite the Constitution, change the Constitution in the future?
See,
by majority?
Okay, being a student of law, I am of the firm opinion that nobody can change or replace the Indian Constitution, because if any change is required in our Constitution, there is Article 368 which provides for amendment, and there are various judgments of the Supreme Court that you can change any part of the Constitution, including fundamental rights or the preamble, but definitely you cannot change or replace the entire constitution. Nobody can do, though you are having the absolute majority, because it is one of the essential feature of the constitution as stated by the Supreme Court of India. Yes.
My next question, Dr. G. Reservations are guaranteed by constitution, but if you take a recent case of Supreme Court where for super specialist teaching staff in medical field in AAMS, they declared no reservation.
See, the problem is that as far as the question of reservation is concerned, one has to take into question or should understand the meaning of the reservation and the philosophy behind it. Nobody can say that reservations are for the permanent purpose, and in all fields these are available only where you are not adequately represented. Especially the article system of the Indian Constitution provides for the reservation in the services that too under the state, not in private sectors. As far as your question is concerned about this the reservation, especially in the field of medicine, etc., that is called the field of specialization. I am of the firm opinion that there should be reservations in these fields also, but unfortunately our Supreme Court and many other courts have held that it is not your fundamental rights, though it is embodied and embodied or provided in the third part of the Constitution, that is called fundamental rights. In other words, Supreme Court has held that it is not your fundamental rights, and because of that we cannot challenge it in any court of law. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. G. And the last question is, when the Constitution of India, which is a very important part of the for day-to-day life in everybody, actually, I can say, but it's never been taught in at like a middle school level or high school level or +2 level, unless we do law or MA, some political science course kind of course. But I feel like it should have been made aware, like to all the people, so that what are the rights given by the Constitution to all people, and in what way they can defend themselves in case of anything illegal goes against them.
On the contrary, I would suggest that there should be will for or at the part of the government to introduce in syllabus at least certain parts of the Indian Constitution. When I was studying at primary level in those days we were having the one subject in Marathi called Nagrik Shastra, which we call the civics, and in that portion we were having some part or portion from the Indian Constitution. So it should be there, at least some part. Yes.
Thank you, Dr.
Very much. Thank you very much.
What is your mic is not on.
Oh.
Hello?
Our mic is on. Are we audible?
Yeah. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, actually my mic was not working, so I shifted to Anil Gaikwadji's microphone. They're in the same music together. So my question to it was about like me and my friends were discussing about the right to contest elections in India. So is it true that right to contest election is not a fundamental right, and like anybody can't contest elections? And if it is, then why is it so? I just would like to know more details about this, about the right to contest elections.
On the contrary, I may say that to contest the election, though is not fundamental right, legally speaking, but it comes within the ambit of fundamental right, because every citizen who has attained the age of majority, 18 years, can cast the vote, and ultimately or at the same time he can contest the election. Therefore, it comes within the ambit of the fundamental right. Definitely, nobody can deny you, and if there is any part on the part of the denial to any person to contest the election, definitely has got right to move the superior court or court of law either under Article 32 or 226 of the Indian Constitution. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, please.
hello.
Please,
I want to ask, can anybody, any citizen of India contest elections? Anybody?
Any Indian citizen who has attained the age of majority and who is eligible to cast the vote can contest the election. Underline the
Okay.
word who is eligible to cast the vote. Yes.
So one more question coming up. Sir, I want to know that do we get reservations on the basis of caste, or do we get reservations on the basis of the categories that have been defined by the Constitution, such as SC, ST, and OBC? Or do we get reservations on the basis of caste? Like, there are subcastes in SCs, there are so many castes in SCs, there are castes in STs, there are castes in OBCs. And one more thing, that is OBC a constitutional word?
A very good question. In fact, it requires very long time to answer your question. In spite of that, I will try to answer your question in short. First of all, understand that the reservations are not made only, underline the word only, on the basis of the caste. Because no caste is always a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, but it is, if it is that caste is included in a list called the Presidential Order or the Presidential List of 1950, only those castes are eligible for the reservation. Secondly, there are various judgments of the Supreme Court where it has been held that caste and not the caste and not the caste is the basis for the reservation. It indicates that the reservations are not based on the caste but on the basis of the class who are not adequately represented in the services. Secondly, as far as second question goes, that the whether on the basis of the categories of such SC, ST, and OBC can get reservation. There is difference between the reservation provided for the SCs under Article 16 as far as reservation in services are concerned, in Article 46, that is reservations in education field, and Article 330 to 334 reservation, that is called, those are called the political reservation. That is different than the OBCs, because OBCs are the new class created for the reservation, not on the basis of their caste, because they have not suffered socially as the members of the scheduled caste. Yes.
Sonali, so there are some questions from our group, but some so people can ask you the question offline. So I'm going to drop your email here.
Please. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If there is any further question in future, please ask directly to Dr. Sonali, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
And again, sir, Ambedkar International Mission has celebrated Constitution Day at Houston, Texas, to remember the Constitution. They celebrated yesterday. So we do remember the Constitution Day. And thank you for your service today, for giving your time. And definitely we are having many questions on this topic, and we will get back to you definitely offline.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Jai Bhim.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. We also have a very dedicated person on the call today. They joined from the Tirupati, Tamil Nadu right now, and they are doing a lot of ground level activity in India. I would like Dala, are you there?
Yes, Mahesh.
Yeah, go ahead, and I would like to introduce Param Shivam. Param Shivam, please go ahead. Dr. Sonali, sir, if you can stay a little bit sometime, because they are having some questions to you also. Because they are saying Tirupati Balaji was a Buddhist temple. There is a lot of activity there. So they are here on our call right now. Go ahead, Param Shivam ji.
Jai Bhim, sir.
Jai Bhim, Jai Bhim.
Jai Bhim.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk with our relevant friends.
can you increase your volume little bit? Like we can hear you clearly. Can you?
Yeah. And Param Sivan from Tirupati working for this APSC Welfare Association. Hello.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, please increase your volume little bit there, or please stay near to mic,
Yeah.
close to mic.
Param Sivan from Tirupati,
Yeah.
Andhra Pradesh. I am working in this organization APSC Welfare Association. It was established in the year 1986. Yeah, right from 1986 to today, I've been attending this grievances of SC/ST people, particularly in Chittoor district, at large in Andhra Pradesh. See, at the time of forming our association, we have taken 3 agenda items. That is forming installation of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar statue in Tirupati. Why I'm talking about Tirupati means it's an international famous city where Lord Venkateswara is situated, and Lord Venkateswara's income is next to his income is more than 2,000 crores per year. Income. Vatican City, next to Vatican City. Here, these Manavadis are more, both in administration and in society also. Can you hear me, sir? Hello?
We can hear you, but sometimes it's not clear.
Yeah.
Volume, yeah. So, yeah, please keep close to your, yeah. Correct.
That is what is happening in this Tirupati. And
Okay.
we have installed Baba Saheb Ambedkar statue in Tirupati in the year 1991. It was unveiled by our Prime Minister, then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. This was the first statue in the Rayalaseema district. See, all employees working in Tirupati have contributed, and we have installed a statue. See, every year we used to celebrate Baba Saheb Ambedkar Jayanti before that statue in a big manner. After Hyderabad, I think Tirupati is the second place where in such a grand manner we used to celebrate this Baba Saheb Ambedkar Jayanti. From then onwards, we have been attending so many problems. Recently, you might have heard that in Amalapuram, where Baba Saheb Ambedkar was also visited that place. That is Kakinada. Near Kakinada, there is some, you can see Amalapuram, where Baba Saheb Ambedkar statues were demolished by these caste Hindus. They demolished 4 statues one by one the same day. So they started in the evening and they ended in the morning. Yeah. And the entire state responded very positively and they educated like anything. But the state government did not respond for this. Even today, where the statues were demolished, they have not re-established the statues. So what the people thought, we want to establish in 2 statues in one place. If you demolish 1 statue, we will put 2 statues. Like that, we have given a big slogan from Tirupati, and we have started taking 8 Ambedkar statues from Tirupati. And we have taken all the 8 Ambedkar statues in 4 lorries, and we have taken it from by crossing nearly 7 districts. That is Chittoor, and a big rally was taken with 50 to 60 vehicles. Convoy is also there, and nearly 200 Ambedkars they followed this convoy, and very big manner in every town in Nellore, Vijayawada, Ongole, Guntur, and this in Vijayawada, the police people they blocked entire 5 kilometers way. So they blocked and they allowed us to take the Ambedkar statues. So like that we have taken them to the Amalapuram and we have installed all the 8 statues where they are demolished. That was the achievement by our association. And you might have heard last year in January, I think, during festival days in Lakshmi Beta, Srikakulam district, in the day, in the daylight, early in the morning around 6 o'clock, these caste Hindus, because of this dispute between this Dalits and the caste Hindus regarding on land, they murdered 6 people before their wives and children. That was very brutal killing taking place. Yeah, even then, the government now they are not responding positively. We all from all corners of the state we went there and we have demanded immediate inquiry and immediate arrest of these culprits. And since the government has not responded positively, we have made given one call, hello, Delhi, and we went to Delhi also. There we have raised our voice to immediately book the culprits and establish a special court for discussing only this issue. And finally we could succeed and we established this court also there. Special court to inquire about this case and the dispute is very immediately. So like that we have been attending. And in Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, it is famous, just I told you. It is having nearly 15,000 employees working there. Previously, they were not giving any implementing reservations, and many people were denied to enter into the temple also previously. And one Mr. Challappa Mestri in 1907 in Tirupati, and he was not allowed. Then he was a big man, it seems. He came from Kolar. There in Kolar gold fields, he was doing some contract and he was a rich man then in those days. In 1907, he came to Tirupati when he was not allowed to climb the hill and not even given accommodation in Satrams. Satrams means soldiers. He is not given. Then with very hard, we went immediately constructed a big chowdhury and now we are using it as Ambedkar Bhavan. This Sri Challappa Mestri Memorial Ambedkar Bhavan. And there we are running all these activities right from 1991. And we are having 7 universities. This in Tirupati, where nearly 10,000 to 15,000 students are studying in SC people. And we would like to give them a free coaching for this spoken English and this computer education and all. We have started also nearly 1.5 years we have given. Due to this financial crisis, we could not continue the system. We would like to now continue with the help of the now Dayanand has given us an opportunity to appeal you all to take this mission forward. To take this mission forward. And this year, we have taken a new system. That is, on Ambedkar Jayanti Day, just conducting meetings and organizing Ambedkar statue and conducting meetings is not enough. So we will introduce this Baba Saheb Ambedkar philosophy and Baba Saheb is known to the every public, not only for Dalits. So with that idea, we have purchased a Baba Saheb Ambedkar statue and we have possession in all the Tirupati. It's a big response has come. And in TTD, there was no hard work for Ambedkar Jayanti. When we met the IS officer who is the supreme in that institution, we denied. We said that Baba Saheb Ambedkar is not a Hindu man. We are at the end of his life, he was taken in Buddhism. So we cannot give holiday because he is not a Hindu. Like that we denied. And finally we work at this rally or finally we paid Ambedkar holiday and with their they allotted even some budget, some 25 lakh pesos to celebrate this Ambedkar Jayanti in the TTD administrative meeting itself. And by giving this dollars and all, who has done good performance in the employee sector. So like that, we have achieved so many things. And we have recently taken up on the rally. That is Guns for Gas-Free India. See where Baba Saheb is voting gas-free India. So we nearly 5 kilometers from the rally from Ambedkar statue. This year University.
Dala, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Statues did not use on also. No, then we said that we need to understand the Baba Sahib statue at the main entrance of the university and we achieved this gap on April 14th. The Vice Chancellor unveiled this statue also. So like that we are doing so many things, sir. And now recently how our motto is mainly to propagate Baba Sahib philosophy among our people. Mainly the villages, see, I will tell you one example. When we have visited the village, there we were talking about Baba Sahib Ambedkar. They are not able to, they just they survey blank. They did not recognize the photo of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. When we have showed Indira Gandhi photo, they said, who is this? He is the Indira Gandhi. And we have showed Gandhi's photo. We said, who is the Gandhi? Nehru photo. They said, no photo. But he could not recognize the Baba Sahib Ambedkar. And then immediately purchased one projector and we want to see cinema in every village and in every household. And we want to distribute this Baba Sahib books and the series of Baba Sahib songs, his sayings and all. And one more thing is we want to keep one photo in every house of our Dalit family. That is our motto. For that we are planning. Yes, everyone, even Dalit, even in the old lady also should say that because of Baba Sahib only we are now taking we should know that is our main reason. Every Sunday we want to take. We want to visit one good village where the masters are there. There we want to see the cinema and we want to escape them. And you see, now elections are going to come very near. So our people are very in confusing stage to whom they have to vote. See, every party is doing everything. But they are in a confusing stage. What is Baba Sahib? Only political possibility which can give, which can renew us from the success. Then they will rightly they will choose the party and vote. And we are for the BSP party, and we want to encourage all our people to vote for the BSP party. That is our motto. See, in my side, is our president, is very activist, is Delhi for election. He is working in TTD. He only made a lot of dharmas in the TTD and this rule of federation was implemented. And with my right, David Rowley is here. He is in railways. Daniel Donald Bank Secretary is doing a lot of things in even trade unions are also afraid of our applications. Like that we are attending. And to my behind, Mr. Kiran. Mr. Kiran is here. He is also degree college gold medalist. So we want to know the students working studying in this degree college. Recently, one issue has come. This executive officer of this degree, they deny to give free food to our people. We have fought with so many executive officers and we finally succeed giving free food to our students, irrespective of their responsibility and all. But recently when executive officer came and he denied to give free food to us and he wanted us to, even if you are not going to get a scholarship, just you stop your education but you are not going to do anything like that. So such things we are taking up to the government and all. But our mission is mainly to propagate Baba to local corner of the villages, uplift our people by giving them good education and all. And we are having 65 mandals in our district. So far we have installed 60 statues in our district. Our we want to put one Ambedkar statue in every mandal. 65 mandals we have 65 Ambedkar statues first. And then in second phase we will go to the big town. Like that we want to, because we also is having 2 MPs. We are having 2 AC MPs and 3 AC MLAs. In spite of that, so many opportunities are there. Recently, one Subramanian, daytime before his son he was murdered at 9 o'clock. We went there and we made his son. We were watching to a night 2 o'clock. We were going to Salad and all. So like that, so many things are happening there. We want to know if something happens in the village, you reach there, no employee need to go there. No employee you need to contribute something to help those people. So like that it is there. So to avoid all these things, we we want this our brothers who are in states, they should also participate in it and give your guidances to us. Then we will take up this situation. With this, I will end about my presentation.
Param Shivamji, we have some questions from our side. Hello?
Ask me. Please, sir. Yeah, I'm ready to answer you.
Okay. Dalaji, go ahead. You want to brief?
I would like to summarize. He has put a great effort to summarize what all activity he was doing. Mainly, like in South India, like the rural, especially rural, like we are not aware about much about Buddhism. That's how people are converting to Christianity. Anyhow, we don't like the Hindu one. So what he's trying to say is focusing maximum on spreading the message of Baba Sahib Ambedkar and Buddhism. That's what his main focus. And in villages, since they are not educated, what he says, if you install a statue every day, they see that, they will get inspiration. That way, he's trying to focus on that.
Recently, we have visited in Nagpur also. We are Nagpur. They have visited movie. They are very happy. The same things, the photographs and all, wherever we are going, we are showing them. And we have here on Buddha, Vihara also in Tirupati, and going Swami is looking up to all these things. In Ambedkar Bhavan, we have given all the details of Buddha and Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Wherever we go, we are discouraging this conversions into Christianity. Because, see, once we are called Ambedkarist means a Buddhist. Otherwise, you should not say that I am Ambedkarist. If you are Ambedkarist, you must be a Buddhist. So we are all practicing Buddhism only. But you see, ours is very backward here and there. Interest is not there. People, this is about Buddhism, we are keeping it backward. Not only that, Buddhism also is not reaching the common man. We are trying for that only. Definitely we will do it. We will discourage these people who are going to some other religion rather than this Buddhism. And we are proposing to go next year to Nagpur on bikes, 100 bikes we want to take, and 2 people. 200 people are going on bike from here to Nagpur. By propagating that Baba Sahib Ambedkar with Buddhism, 6 lakh people like that we want to do communication, and also we want to go on vehicles, 2-wheelers.
Param Shivamji, can you please put your mic closer to your face, or can you increase your computer volume little bit? Because we can't hear clearly all.
పరమ శివం గారు, దిస్ ఇస్ సునీల్. ఏంటంటే మైక్ మీరు పట్టుకున్నప్పుడు ఊగకండి. ఊగితే ఏంటంటే అది కేబుల్ అయితే కదిలి ఆ సౌండ్ అన్ఈవెన్ గా వస్తుంది.
Yeah, but it is very great, Paramji, that you guys came to the internet cafe and joined to this session.
So, yeah, Param Shivam garu, mic one second, let me
to say what to say. I mean, you guys are really doing very great job there. Yeah, go ahead.
పరమశివం గారు మీరు ఊగుతుంటే మా కేబుల్ కదిలి మైక్ సరిగ్గా వినబడట్లేదు. మీరు ఊగండి జస్ట్ అది సంగతి సరేనా.
Yeah, yeah.
కేబుల్ లూజ్ అయ్యి సౌండ్ ఇస్ కమింగ్ అన్ఈవెన్. సో మీరు కూర్చొని అంటే కళ్ళ కూడా మాట్లాడితే కరెక్ట్ వస్తుంది అనుకుంటాను. కొద్ది కాంటాక్ట్ కూడా చూడండి అది ఆ కేబుల్ కాంటాక్ట్. ఓకే మహేష్, యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ పీపుల్ టు ఆస్క్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్.
Yeah, go ahead. Any question, guys? There is a question from the Gaikwad ji. Gaikwad ji, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sir, actually I wanted to ask that there's Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, that looks after historical monuments and historical places and old structures. So, does Tirupati Balaji temples fall under the ASI ambit? And do the ASI have any kind of historical information about the Tirupati Balaji temple, like what we discussed in the session?
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you. See, last when this Pratibha Patil was President of India, she visited Tirupati to inaugurate the 75 years function of Lord Venkateswara. See, we have acquired this information from the Government of India Survey Department. It is available in the net also. In that report, it is stated that the Lord Venkateswara Balaji is not Buddha, not Venkateswara. It is there. All information for 60 pages are there. You have handed it Madam, this is not the Lord Venkateswara, it is Lord Buddha. Even now during this winter session during summer around April, this Sri Lanka and many monks used to visit Tirumala and stating that this is Lord Buddha. Like that we know anything about it. And it is there in net, Archaeological Government of India Archaeological Department. They issued this material. These Brahmins, they following all these things and they are making that in the Hindu temple and the Lord Balaji is very powerful and all like that. And but it's Lord Buddha's statue, to my knowledge. Anything else?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Paramsivanji, this is Sunil Gautam, Namo Buddhaya. I have a question for you. You are referring to installing the Baba Saheb Ambedkar statue at the entrance of Tirupati. Is that right? Because I could not hear you at that time. Can you repeat that?
Yes, near the stand, at the entrance of new artist bus stand, this is the entrance place of Tirupati also. There we have installed it. And one unfortunate thing is, Tirupati is a SC constituency for MP. Its MP is Sita Mohan. This man, then he objected to install Baba Saheb Ambedkar statue in that place. Then finally we went to High Court and we got permission and we installed the statue. Nothing was there between this MP and us. That's all. Our own people, they are not coming forward to encourage us to establish this statues and all. That is a unfortunate thing. Our own MP is opposing all this thing. And recently, when we met him on January 1st, he says that Baba Saheb Ambedkar is acted as the justice. Only when writing the Constitution, only Nehru has dictated all the constitutional things. Yes, Ambedkar acted as the only. Every word of the Constitution is written by Nehru, and that he says our MP. There is a pity, sir, here we are facing from our leaders.
Thank you, Paramsivan. Thank you.
Hello.
Dola?
Yeah, I'm trying to say Dr. Chintamohan, the person he is referring to, is the son-in-law of Bhuta Singh, former SCST Commission Chairman.
Sir, he is just bluffing others. He is bluffing everybody, sir. He is bluffing entire India also. He never married Bhutta Singh daughter and all, this all talk about stories. He never used to stay in this constitution. He always stay in the Delhi. There he do some firing and all. Just he earns money only. He never used to bother about all these things. See, when the statues were demolished, when you took his notice, you asked him, sir, why don't you come with our rally and go give some protest? He never bothered about it. Whatever, once one demolished, we go to that is enough. Someone will establish, why do you bother? Why should I bother? Why should I waste my time? Like that is expressing. See, that is the pity. See, MPs and MLAs, they are not at all bothered about these things. And that's why we want to give, request to these political parties to give tickets to those who are in the movement, those who are agitating, those who are taking leadership in the movement, all those will be given to party tickets in their respective parties. Then only something will be done to the public. That is our demand also. We want to do some justice and all like that. Any questions, sir?
Paramshivamji, can you please pass your phone number and the email address? The people will talk to you offline.
Okay, sir. Can I tell them now?
Yeah, if you can type your email. I have your email, but your phone number and other things. We will talk to you offline also, and we'll try to support if needed. And but anyway, today, thank you very much for joining from Internet Cafe. It is you guys are really doing great job there, and your team are behind you there. They are also doing very great job there. Dala, go ahead. Dala, you want to say something?
No, nothing. No, I would request Anna, he's on a great mission. Installing a statue is a great one, If you go in I am playing that place, wherever you see the Hindu temple and Gandhi Nehru statue. Unfortunately, I'm also ashamed to say that we don't have any Ambedkar statue. That Paramasivan is doing a great work. If I can share some whatever I have money, but I would request Anna to be take part whatever contribute we can do for the statue. No, everybody does helping for education, all those things. They ignore the statue, So if we could do something, that will be great help for a Paramasivan movement,
Yeah. Good. Any question to Paramasivanji? Thank you, Dala, and we'll try to find out some solutions here.
And we are in the sir.
Okay, Mahesh, thank you.
We are putting photos in every office that you have taken up. Photography and every office, the people that keep the photo in their office. They say that it is a dharmic samstha where no other leaders should be taken place in their office. But we are educating that, and in small that is putting Baba Sahib photographs.
Paramasivanji, we will try to connect you offline also, and we will try to drop you the emails. And thank you for your team. It's really night time there. We thank you very much for joining today again. We are running out of time. We have quick new members here. I would like to introduce. Shivanji will talk to you offline again. But thank you for joining. To introduce the team. Devendra Mishramji, what do you think?
మీ ఫోన్ నెంబర్ టైప్ చేయండి ఇప్పుడు అందరి కోసం
Number to everyone.
Okay.
There is a new member on the call. He is joining from Japan. Devendra, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you increase your volume a little bit?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Jai Bhim, everybody.
Jai Bhim.
Yes, I have
Jai
2 points. First is concerned to your activity. It is really appreciable. You are doing very good job. And people like Param Shivam is really means his job is very appreciable. We are our community. We are really missing this type of people.
Not letting you go. We'll go. Not letting you go. But we can see that.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Can you speak little louder, please? We can't hear you.
Okay. First, I want to make 2 points. First point is concerned to appreciation of all people. This is a nice way that we are meeting together and sharing the information. This is the first thing. And second is that this is the means knowledge sharing. You may say in the teaching and learning process. Definitely, it will help us to learn the Buddhism and Ambedkar. So this is the things that we are doing. Other than this, I would like to express that we are definitely doing great job, but we need to make something physical, like Param Shivam expecting something from us, and we need to share to realize his dream. This is the 2 points I want to say, and again I want to express my gratitude about this work and express my thanks to all. Looking forward to hear more from you, learn from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Devendraji. I think you are at Japan right now. Again, it is a midnight there. Thank you very much for showing your interest and the time and dedication again. Dr. Sonuvaneji is also thank you very much because you came 5 to 10 minutes before, try to connect. We see that dedication here to reach to our people, and there is a lot of people around the world. They want to listen our great people here and there. So this is a good forum to join everyone and interact each other. We know we have the differences in between all. We have the differences at home, at work, at all the places, but we need to be positive. So this is a good forum. Thank you. Sonuvaneji, you want to say something?
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I'm really thankful to you.
Yeah. Again, Reverend Alan Senoke, I think he went offline, looks like. He's also a great teacher. And he's also like to serve us here on the regular basis. So we'll reach him later on. But thank you very much, Param Shivam-ji. There is no word to say that you guys are from the internet cafe. You joined from there. Thank you very much for your effort, And we'll find out, we'll reach offline and we'll find out if there is a place that we can work together also. And definitely the Sunil Gautam-ji, he's going to talk to you offline. Dala is here. They are our members. They are very close members to us. And we'll try to reach everyone.
తప్పకుండా పరమశివం గారు, when I come to Hyderabad, definitely I will reach you in person in Tirupati, and you can take me around. Thank you for your presentation. It's very inspiration to us, motivating. Thank you. Jai Bhim.
So thank you very much for joining us today. Again, thank you for your time. It's a midnight your place. Our place is afternoon. So enjoy your night, enjoy your afternoon. See you next time, same time, 10 o'clock. Devendra mentioned to change the timing, but there are so many conflicts between here and there, Devendra. In United States also there is a Eastern time, Central time, Mountain time. So we are struggling with the times here. But this session is running since last 2 years, so it is very difficult to change time at this moment. But we'll try to find out the solution later on. Again, team, thank you very much for joining today. See you next week, same time. Manish Bagul, Manish is coming next week on this session. He is an engaged member, a dedicated member to our forum. So he will be joining next week also with his presentation. And we have the team from Dr. Sonawani sir. We can see everyone there sitting for the last 1.5 hours. Thank you very much.
Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Jai Hind, everyone. See you next week, same time. Thank you. Jai Hind. Thank you, Ji Sonawani. Thanks. I will talk to you offline.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'll be there anytime. Whenever you require at least some some like to be put on the Indian Constitution, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.